It's who's gonna get you in position to box for the title. So whoever it is everyone can get it. It's just the name in itself is letting the results speak for itself, rather than you got a load of teams which, if it works for them, they make a lot of noise, but then when it comes to the night, they don't produce the goods. So ours is letting the triumph speak for itself. But I just know it's gonna be a bit of a but I know Yarde wins this fight, which I want him to win. He's now gonna say, why should I box Josh? He just lost. As long as he doesn't stink out the place, his stocks is always gonna be high. It's gonna sound cliche. Josh has not yet shown what he can do.
Yeah, no, you can see that.
He has not yet shown.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah, it's we know what we have to do.
Today's guest is Duane Hotshot Sinclair, an absolute loved one. Duane is honestly one of my favourite people in boxing. He's kind of a behind-the-scenes guy. He's known for being Josh Buatsi's manager, but he's so much more. He's an ex-pro himself, never really officially retired. He's all about guiding people through their career. He does so much in the way of mentorship from charity work that he never even really speaks about. He doesn't get enough credit for being just a genuinely good guy. And honestly, it was just a pleasure to have him. A bit different from the old studio, isn't it, boy?
I'm telling you, this is cozy.
Exactly, it's a vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks the part as well. It's nice.
It's warm, it's calm. There's nice ruffled walls. There's a bit of tasteful neon. Hopefully the belt don't assault me this week, because that was a bit long last week. But
yeah. But you firmed it though. That was all right, man.
Hotshot Sinclair, welcome back.
Come on, bro.
We know you from the watch parties. We know you from the watch-alongs. You're a loved one of the highest order, and kind of a low-key, high-key industry insider.
Yeah, I try just keep it 100. I think that's what helps with my popularity, even though it ruffles some feathers. But I think just being true to yourself, innit? And that helps.
But that's it. Like when you're talking about ruffling feathers, like essentially, it doesn't matter, because your job is to do the best for your guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Who cares? Anyone else, that's their business.
That's it.
And it's coming from a place of experience. It's not coming from a place to mug someone off.
That's it though. And I think what I've found in this time is that is actually the tactic others try to adopt, is to try and belittle or say derogatory things, but your work ethic overshines it.
Fact.
Nothing they can do. So yeah.
So, like, you know, for anyone who don't know you, give me a little bit of like if you was gonna do, I hate to even say it 'cause it's so douchey, but the elevator pitch, the one to let people know.
Okay, how can I start? I'm just very busy. I think that's my downfall, is that I just need to stay busy. So those who might know or don't know, I used to be maths teacher. Was in schools whilst I was boxing throughout. And just I was a financial advisor. Now I was dropped down to a mortgage protection advisor. Looking at, well, I'd say mortgage, but it's let's say property finance, anything to do with property. So that could be buying land, that could be bridging loans, that could be anything where you need the funds to do properties. I'll deal. So it's not just limited to mortgages. And the boxing management. So I just need to stay busy. That's if I'm too still. Yeah. You'd see I'm either on my phone sending emails, or even when we're gone abroad, I bring my laptop. I just got to stay busy. I can't downtime. I can only do it for so long. I can't.
So obviously, you know, numbers are big to you, right? Yeah. Numbers always have been big to you, but I know you're a decent amateur. You never really pursued the pro stuff because obviously you're too smart for that. That's kind of where it's at, right? Let's be about that. But how do you go from property to management, right? And what was the gap between that? Was it just a case of opportunity? You saw it was there and you took it, or?
Do you know what? I think it kind of just fell naturally, because whilst myself and Josh Buatsi, we were, at one point, we became like the only seniors in the gym.
Yeah.
There were some others, but they weren't as dedicated as we were. So we was almost like the primary, the seniors in the gym. So we were traveling a lot. And so if Josh was boxing, then I would do everything kind of keeping him comfortable. So we're looking at accommodation, just things what you need from day to day whilst you get ready for a fight, almost like you're doing a pro game. And when I was boxing, he would do the same for me. So what happened, and even when we went into pro, because I turned pro, I think a year, maybe 2 years before Josh, he was still amateur. He was continuing that same thing. If you look at my early fights, you'd see he was in my corner. So it was, and again, for Josh, flipped it, did exactly the same thing. And what had happened is where I lost my last bout, COVID happened, I started doing a lot more like the admin sort of stuff for him. And then, from there, it just kind of developed into the management.
Was it hard for you to make that final decision to, I mean, like, I know obviously you're never really fully officially retired. Anyone can get it if they still want it. And if the money's right, it's always there.
Please believe. Yeah, no, I think, like you're saying, I think I always stay in the gym, staying fit, because even people still call for sparring, and it's the good guys that I get involved in their camp. So I stay relatively ready. I don't even remember what you asked me. I've lost my mind.
About like the semi retiring, but like, you know.
I think I didn't even have to really think about it, to be honest. It kind of just 100%. Yeah. Because like going to the gym, keeping fit, that's one thing. But when I was boxing, you was going to the gym for an end result. Like if I wasn't into sports, that I started off in different martial arts, and I was in representing the country for athletics. So I was always been kind of fit. So if I haven't got an end goal, there's no way I could just go to the gym and just for, I don't know, beach pictures. I'll be a real slob. Like the big back keeps creeping in. If I need an end goal for the reason to go to the gym.
All right. So then also like the management side of things just kind of, it just happened.
That's it. Because what happened, I lost the fight.
It
was one of them ones where I was meant to be boxing for a particular title. That title was meant to be vacated because someone was moving on to a world title. They had titles. It didn't happen. So then this fight was like a gap filler, same date, whatever. Lost that fight, and what was meant to happen is, look, we know why you lost. We know what's been happening. Go away, get 2 wins, come back. But the 2 wins couldn't happen because there was exactly, and there was no small hall shows. There was nothing. It was only the behind the closed doors. There was 50-50 type fights. The title eliminated. So then in that time, as I said, just started picking up the stuff that was Josh needed help with, because Josh was initially self-managed.
Which is crazy, right?
It's a bit too much work, isn't it? So then we just started helping him with certain things, and then it just came into what it is.
Thing is as well, like Josh self-managing, you know, we're not going to make this a Josh off because this is about you, but Josh self-managing, like his profile was big even as an amateur. Like he had a big profile on the Olympics level, and when he went pro, it was a big deal. So for him to be doing that solo is, I mean, obviously it's a testament to how he operates.
That's it. But with him, again, with that, whilst he was going for his pro, the management license, what's happened, you need to have a pro license of some sort for 3 years before you can get a manager's license.
Mate, how many people do we know that they haven't even bothered to look at that?
Yeah.
You need to have that. There's to the board, there are so many different layers to how you can do it, but you have to have one of them before you can do this one. Before you can do that one, then you have to do that one.
Exactly.
And even then, it's very subjective, and it's case by case.
Exactly. So then with that being the case, obviously he had the pro license. We kind of learned it together, because I was, as I say, whilst he's getting ready for fights, I was doing certain things. And at that time, we had a strong team British team in a sense of Rob McCracken was part of the team. So obviously with his experience, learning along the way, and he's sort of guiding and helping me. So it kind of, as I say, it fell into place.
You like from the perspective of Triumph now, which is obviously, we'll put it in the notes, Triumph management, like strength to strength.
That's it. And that's what we are about. Is just the name in itself is letting the results speak for itself, rather than you got a load of teams, which is, if it works for them, they make a lot of noise. But then when it comes to the night, they don't produce the goods.
No.
So ours is letting the Triumph speak for itself.
So with Triumph, right, we'll focus on that one, obviously. Like, we can go into a different pod for the old property stuff. I'll have you on a different one for that one.
Wicked.
Right? But with Triumph, like, it's not been going on that long, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
Right? What are we looking to develop? What are we looking to onboard new fighters? Are we going to start developing them? Is that the next move, like the Goodwin style method?
100%. We're looking, well, at the moment, we do help and advise, but unofficially.
Yeah.
So as you say, because of where Josh is in his career, and again, we're quite new. We don't want to have to I don't know, put people on hold while we're dealing with Josh, if that makes sense. So it's like almost getting
the primary asset needs to be managed
exactly
first,
because that's where everything else is going to fall into place. So with Triumph, it's kind of been there. We kind of semi-launched it when Josh boxed Dan Aziz. We had it on the canvas, etc. But again, because of what we realized was happening with Josh, we kind of pulled back instead of taking on other fighters, because we've got guys that do deal with the PR and the media and the legal stuff, etc. But then it was literally be myself and Josh that deals with the boxing aspect. So it's like, he's still boxing. Does he? We might need to travel over there to look at this fight, or go, because we're looking globally as well.
Yeah, so run me through that, because that's interesting.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys kind of do, within reason, you know, opponent recon of the highest order. Obviously, you're going to be deeply involved in the training camp and all of the management of that. But like, for someone like a AAA like JB, so for example, how instrumental were you hooking him up with Virgil?
Do you know what? That kind of happened naturally, you know?
Yeah.
When Josh boxed in New York and Virgil was there, and we were all in the same change room and just had a conversation. So that literally wasn't anything.
That was it.
Yeah, it was.
It was just supposed to be.
Exactly. It just literally just fell into place where they had a conversation. Virgil had a look at him, and then when the time was right, just linked back up again. There's certain characters that are claiming they were the ones to it. Nah, they had literally had a natural conversation, exchanged numbers, and he just followed his career until we got to that point where he thought that was the next step.
That's amazing. Right. That's like truly one of the ones where, because it works well. Yeah. And Verge is one of those guys. Obviously, everyone knows him from obviously Ward, right? But to see him now with the other fighters, there's less good ones in that camp. But then like JB, when you see him, and it's a big triple, like, blue chip US trainer. It does have a little bit of like oomph to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's they got a different way of doing things which can add to because you kind of get stalemate. You've been doing the same things over and over since 15 years old. It kind of adds to your style. As long as it doesn't change you too much, add to your style, it's all good.
All right. So obviously now you've negotiated.
Go on, son.
Negotiated, right? You've sorted out. You had a great deal with Boxer, right? So left Matchroom, went to Boxer. Yeah. Everyone knows the money. Everyone knows that. It's public record, right? Yeah. Great deal. Now you've gone to Uncle Frank. Yeah. Right? The home of, essentially the home of heavyweights, the home of light heavyweight. I was saying the other day that, like, I don't think there's a better stable in boxing than under Queensberry at the minute. Yeah. Right? It's where he needs to be.
Right. That's it. That's literally it. It's looking at landscape. Because all the promoters were very good at that point in time in his career. Like, at the time when he went with Matchroom, they were the powerhouse. Yep. They were literally, if you was on GB, if you was an Olympian, they're going to look after you. And that's literally how it fell into place. Yep. People think it was the AJ thing. That where he was with 258, that wasn't the catalyst. It was literally his own talents.
Yeah, I mean, like Eddie does that now. Like, anyone that's an Olympian, they are there. It's almost like they do like US style talent scouting a little bit earlier doors than others, where Queensberry will go, obviously an amateur, like a Moses. Never an Olympian, but he was an illustrious amateur, and they know exactly what it is. They develop in a different way.
And what they do when you're that caliber of amateur is they almost try to keep that momentum going. You see in other outlets where they kind of drop you down a little bit too far, and then you almost kind of dumbing down your skills. But people say Matchroom rush you, but I think that depending on where you've come in, they keep you at that level. And then they push you where you deserve to be. So I think, at that time, Matchroom, as I say, that was where it was working out. But as you said, we went on to Boxer, and that was purely before, as you say, your own career. Because got to a point where I felt that it was the priorities within that organization were slightly different, and Josh
pretty much what you were just saying about Triumph, right? The same thing.
Exactly. And so then Josh kind of ended up being on the back burner. They had different priorities, and I think at that point, I might be wrong, so I'm not, as I say, they're a great team.
Your opinion.
My opinion is that at that point, it was almost like what was most important was the Bivol Canelo rematch. And so it was, that's the thing, which you can understand because it's business. We always say it's business. And so with that, it kind of, Josh was sitting at number one for almost 3 years. And it's like, what's happening? We got 2 voluntary offers. So how can we be voluntary if we should be mandatory? And there's a difference in what with the money, difference in what the contract can entail, difference in even down to how much time you get in your camp. So we're like, look, he's done the hard work. He's done it through amateurs, through to pro. He's now ranked number 1. Give us his just dues. And it weren't happening for whatever reason. Like obviously they're same promotion. So I'm not trying to say that they were treating Josh badly. There was just other priorities at that time.
Listen, if you've got someone that, in that perspective, right? So who's the champ at the time? Was Beterbiev.
And Bivol,
Beterbiev and Bivol, they're the two. But Bivol at the time was WBA,
That's
right?
it,
and Beterbiev had the WBO,
right?
So from the perspective of the promoter to protect the asset, you look at that and, stepping back, who wants to fight Beterbiev? Who wants to put one of their high-profile, superstars in the making in against someone like Beterbiev unless they have to? And that's when we saw it happen with Yarde, right? Respect to that, but from their perspective, I get it. But then also, this is someone else's career.
Exactly that. So moving over to Sky. I think. Well, not Sky. I shouldn't even say Sky because it's moving over to Boxer. I keep saying that.
But that was, I will never forget him at the press conference saying about being on Sky, right? Boxer are on Sky. I'm a mass fighter, right? It made sense then because this was what, 4 years ago?
Exactly. Yeah. More or less.
The zone's come on leaps and bounds since then, right? No one expected it to be this, but. No one expected the zone to be going up like this and Sky Sports
That's
to be.
Not even 4, is it? It's just coming up to 3.
This shows you the power of online now. Who's watching TV anymore? Which we'll go into in a little bit later about something else.
I think it was like you said at that point with it being new, and then there was a lot of
questions.
With any change, people like you say, question any change. There's dissatisfaction and pushback. So at that time, like you're saying, with it being the app, etc., it was really just a thing of being of a waiting game and seeing what happens. But it's like a lot of people don't like change. So it was what you're used to, the powerhouse in Sky. Also, what the plan, what Ben and Boxer team had agreed. It just seemed right. You know what I mean? So that was it. And again, contract was over, so you're open to negotiate with other platforms. And that time, Queensberry, I think, was with TNT. And at that point,
At that point,
Yeah,
it makes no sense to go to Queensberry on TNT.
TNT, exactly that.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that was one of the biggest hindrances, in my opinion, of Queensberry during that little period. I'm sure they got paid a lot of money for it, and I'm sure TNT, you know, I hope they last as long as they do. But it felt like another Satanta, didn't it?
You've come back, boy. That's
But that's what it felt like.
Yeah,
Like Satanta went large on boxing as well, and you're like, well, they ain't around no more.
Yeah, yeah. They flipped it to football, didn't they?
Yeah,
yeah. I remember.
Which TNT have done too. But like, the sport itself isn't as big as it used to be, right? So if it all is in one spot on DAZN,
yeah, I think that's a brilliant idea. At the point when it was just one, and the Americans, I could see where it's like, why?
Yeah.
But now that's the home of boxing.
It really is.
Can't go wrong. Literally can't go wrong.
All right. So then, when did Queensberry come on the cards? Was it just the case of contract up? I don't know where we're going with Boxer.
Do you know what? When Josh was going to turn pro, initially it was always the toss up between Queensberry and Matchroom.
Yep.
Which is kind of
but
natural.
They're 1A, 1B, isn't it?
Exactly. But I think it was just again the network it was on. We've been on Sky, and what was able to be a promise was just a little bit more than what Queensberry. So Queensberry's always been there because that you can't deny the job what Frank and his team does with his fighters.
Of course not. They are the best developers I think I've ever seen of fighters. Whether you stay with Frank or not, most of them want to go back.
Yeah, exactly that. It's they just seem to just get it right. You know what I mean? Like people, exactly that's it. You can't beat that.
You can't,
and because there's right now there's like the whispers of they say Matchroom rush their fighters, but I don't know if even that's a thing. Is if you can flipping do it, you do it, innit? Yeah. But
I mean, but like who are Matchroom rushing? Like, so they've got Liddard. Right, he's fighting for a British against Kieran Conway. I think that's an eminently winnable fight for George.
Yeah. So that was the thing. Again, any changes or any, there might be one mishap, and then all of a sudden that changes your the perception of that company. You see what I mean? It's weird.
So, but then like as a sport, our sport is probably the most fickle of all of them. Right?
Yeah.
It is a testament. I mean, we'll go back to Josh, right? Josh in Saudi, right?
Yeah.
If it wasn't that kind of fight, imagine if Callum just like boringly jabbed and held, and it just was a terrible fight. That loss would have so much more impact. But Josh probably got more from that in a loss against someone like Callum.
Yeah.
Than maybe a win against another top 3.
Yeah.
Right,
He's gonna drop a name in there.
No. But like you put a name in there with any top 3, top 4, top 5 in that division.
Yeah.
And it's an okay fight.
Yeah.
Where on that one, that was arguably fight of the night. Everyone loved it. Everyone was like, all right, the crazy is fully out on the boy now. We can see that he can proper row. We knew he could bang. We knew he could box. Now we can see this too.
No, 100%. I think that with that loss, you always think, and Josh has said it himself in some interviews, you can't do things exactly the same.
No.
So I think, as you said, it's done a lot in the sense of his popularity and how he's tackling approaches to his boxing matches, etc. So it was a good eye open for all of us, because I think without subconsciously you become kind of complacent. You think, you're gonna win. We know what to do to beat Callum. We've seen him since amateurs, etc. We know. So you kind of, I don't know if that's what Josh was thinking, but
I doubt it.
Yeah, I for myself, I was 110% sure that we'd win that fight. Because of styles make fights.
Yeah.
Because Callum he's brilliant, obviously unified champion, etc. But as I say, styles make fights, and I think I just thought Josh's styles be all wrong for him.
So for me, it was one of 2 ways on that one. And I even said this to you, right? This was because the thing that we've seen with Josh is that he gets to say 8 or 9, and then it seems that he either pulls back because he's just like, going to a decision now or something. There was something as a fan where you were just like, maybe there's like he doesn't have belief in his conditioning, right? There was something like that.
Okay.
So I thought that maybe that may be a thing with that fight, and Callum might just kind of cruise on a bit of a dry decision, or I kind of saw Josh catching him, because it just felt like that was on the cards. What we got was amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could take myself out of it. Yeah, it's definitely a good spectacle, but yeah, it's we know what we have to do. Yeah. And I was begging for that rematch, but obviously they've got, again, we're talking about careers.
There you go.
What's the point in doing a rematch? You know what I mean? So
right, and you know, if Josh had been out for a while, Callum had been probably a little bit, I suppose, a little bit more active. Neither one of the guys was that active, were they, at that point?
I think he got married. I think he was out for probably about almost a year or So but I was even started doing little tweets and stuff on it. But I thought, Callum's moving on. There's no point in barking up that you looking like
just come back to it later.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah.
I mean, and as well as a division, right? As a manager of one of the top of the division, as a division. It's grim, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It is gate kept to the highest order, right? We don't know what's happening with the belts at all. Yeah. They don't seem to call mandatories anymore with them two, and that just leaves now what?
I think one of the was that. Am I mixing with U6? Did they vacate one of them?
I think Usyk is about to vacate the WBO,
and
for Joseph Parker.
Did Bivol?
No, as far as I know, he's still...
Okay.
Because Beterbiev's now on the 22nd of November card.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but the thing is, even though it's, like you say, that it's been gatekept, but the good thing is, it's allowing these ones that's bubbling under.
Yeah.
To, just like what happened with Josh and Dan Aziz.
Yeah.
Whilst Josh was kind of waiting for whatever with the promotions, Dan crept his way up to number 2. And this is what's happening with the guys bubbling under. They're creeping their way up. So these belts, they're going to come back to Britain in some way or another, because they're all bubbling under.
As fight fans, and I know how much of a fan you are, as much as I am, right? As fans, we look at that division. Yeah. Josh versus Gvozdyk. Huge. Right? Obviously, Josh versus Yarde. We don't even have to go over that one. That one probably never happens for God knows what reason. That is just like, why and that happened.
I could tell you.
You don't need to tell us the reason why, but it's one of them ones, right? It's just like, how has this not happened yet? Right? Josh versus Benavidez, right? There's so much in that division, and some of the super middles are looking a little bit gaunt when they're weighing in now, the big boys, and they're going to start going up soon. There's so many fights that you can make. Obviously, everyone wants to be a world title. Everyone wants that championship, but like...
Yeah. Now it's not happened. I can tell you, I was trying to do the David Morrell.
David Morrell's a great fight.
That was, it didn't happen.
It's a dangerous fight.
Yeah, of course. But I think just watching how him and... Benavidez. I think, Josh would have his number.
Yeah, I think so too. But then I think Morrell was very lucky to get that decision. I can't remember what the guy's name was.
Yeah, just the other day.
Yeah, a little while ago. He was very lucky to get that. He was bashed all over the place. He was wobbled. And you can't have that with someone like Buatsi, right? Because if you get caught like that, he's finishing you.
Yeah, he's a disgusting finisher.
Yeah.
But the thing is crazy. He's always been like that for our amateurs. He just knows how to. He can see it, and he's got a good eye for it. So he's natural talent on that one. It's good.
First hand though, right? A few fights ago, we got Willie Hutchinson and a little bit of the build up. Right, that face that you're pulling there, 100% was the face when it all went off. When it all went off behind the scenes, and it was like, I'm cool. You probably smiled and went, cool.
Yeah. No, I think with that, you try and... what it was, for me, I've been, as we mentioned now, I used to box as well. Yep. So it's, you're trying to pull yourself away from that title of a boxer. So you're trying to be professional.
Yeah.
But through Willie's behaviours, now, whether he's doing it to to sell tickets or whatever, because he's done similar with Spider, the fight before.
Yeah.
It kind of had...
Spider's different though.
Yeah, it and because we grew up all together, because Spider's down the road from us, Josh didn't know, it kind of, knowing he's going to box him, it kind of made him ready for his crap.
Yep.
And he just thought, nah. And as soon as it started to where he said, he's like, nah, I'm not having it. He's not going to go that far with me. Because of what?
Yeah.
He thought, nah, I'm not letting him talk to my boy like that. You know what I mean?
I said to you, when that all went off, right, and then they had a little chat with Josh afterwards, the move that he landed on was a suplex. Was a WWF suplex. We're not going to roll around and I'm not going to be doing WWF suplex. That shows you the level that guy is at, has got beneath the surface, just bubbling up, ready to go, going for the suplex.
Funny, man. Funny stuff. But that's it. I think what Izzy said was at the time was you kind people's going to watch this. My parents will watch this. You disrespecting me as a man now. Fact. So let's handle this like men now.
Yeah.
We're finished talking and you're still going. So if we're not going to fight, you need to shut up because now you're being disrespectful. We're arguing. Next thing is we got to throw hands. You're not throwing hands. Let me choke you then.
But again, your management of that.
Yeah.
For me as a fan, I need to see the human side of things because your boy is probably one of the most professional, reserved of all of the fighters. Like, I messaged you the other day when he'd signed with Queensberry. Yeah, they were doing all of the interviews and stuff. You can tell that's not him, right? He will do it because he has to do it, and he loves what he does and all of that stuff. You can tell it's a media trained thing, and for a fight fan to see that come out of him was just like, I'm in.
Yeah, I think the media thing. I think
you have to be.
Yeah, with me being like 10 years older than him.
Yep.
And like I said, I've been in high profile sports from combat through to athletics, whatever. Since when he was a kid, and I saw the talent in him, I was like, look, mate, you stick with this. Yeah. Because you want to make this your job, something that you enjoy. And I used to always talk to him about how you portray yourself. Because at the time I was a financial advisor, teacher, head teacher. So I was always coming in suits and act. And again, how I'd portray myself different from what they knew. Yeah. So there's sometimes when we're having the conversations, they'll see me and they'll be laughing like, "Oh, why are you acting like that?" So I'm not acting like that. No, you've got to adapt to the situations. Yeah. And I was always drilling it into him, even down to silly things like, don't wear tassels. We're not showmen. Yeah. You had to do a job. Yeah. Whatever. So I was drilling in his head since he was a kid. And so it seems like he's media trained, but he just knows about professionalism. Yeah. You know what I mean? And obviously the degree that he's got as well is in sports management. Of course. He's got a first in that. So again, it's about professionalism, and he just brought it through.
100%. But then that all right. So look, we're not. This is not negative at all on Josh, right? But how sick is it when we see Watford AJ come out? You know, when we see the statesman in the suit and the president of UK boxing and, you know, all of that stuff. Cool. We love it. We need it. Right? Yeah. When we see Watford AJ come out, we all go, all right, this is going to be decent, this.
Yeah. But do you know what? Yeah, I think
it has to come out from time to time.
Yeah, it has to. It's got to be natural.
Yeah, that's the difference, right? You can't just spurg out and go off on one and start. You know.
There's certain fighters where you can see they're doing it. Yeah. Like, for example, Dillian, natural. What you see is what you get. That's how he is. Like, if he was sitting there now, it's the same how he is. He hasn't got... You know what I mean?
Notice there ain't been any press conferences for that. Like, there's been not that much on that one.
Fight week.
Yeah, that's a bit risky, though, that one. That's a little bit too close. Like, I would have thought that they would have had something beforehand to announce it, because you know Dillian and Joe Joyce, remember that one? You're lagging, right? You know what I mean? Like, Dillian will talk the most shit, and thing. It's just who he is.
It's got to be natural, because there's been fighters where they as I say, it just looks
false,
put on,
false.
It's cringe.
Yeah,
it's cringe, and especially when you know him and you're like, mate, why are you talking like why are you doing that? I'm never gonna mention any names.
It doesn't. It doesn't have to be.
Like, allow it, man. Just be you, and it will work. You will sell you. There's only one you, so just be you.
That's exactly it. right? The most authentic fighters are always the most likable ones, right? There's a certain level of stardom that comes where you have to lock it down a little bit because you know what? Having a couple of lols and like retweets doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah.
But a big sponsor will.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Nah, it's fun. It's good learning all the time, but it's been fun. And I think what's the bonus is we was all group of friends before the glitz and glamour. So again, there's a group of us, and we're trying to do a 360 with the Triumph management. We're looking at your finances too, looking at your health. We've got doctors on our team. We've got again the legal side. So we're just making sure everything is where we want it to be, so that any boxer that comes, it's almost all they literally need to think about is going to the gym.
But that's exactly what it should be.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly.
Right. There's too many tales of people that are having to get involved with. Well. Let's be honest. It's a long history of that in the sport and of naughtiness. So if you can eliminate that, if you can provide the platform and the infrastructure in place,
So exactly that. And I think where Josh has come in at that level, and I was in at selling a ticket level again, total 360. I know I wasn't selling anything less than 200.
That's decent.
You know what I mean? So York Hall, etc. That was my arena. Because I used to just fill it out, and then I'd fight in Wembley Arena. Again, pack that out. So I know how to sell tickets.
Now, from that perspective, because that's actually pretty good. Because at the minute, what we're doing, we're trying to, as ridiculous as it sounds, right? We're trying to give any sort of platform to small hall fighters. Obviously, if a big boy comes on and they're like, "Yeah, we'll come to the studio and do it," of course, you're going to do that. But like we've had Tewu, who's was about to fight for the southern area at Josh's weight, like heavy. And then we've got Giorgio, right? Both Goodwin boys. And then, we have had like Brad Paws on and Linus and these guys. So from the small hall perspective, right? How, what do you think that they need to do to get themselves out? Because from without speaking ill of the small hall, because you have to do that unless you get the big deal, right? And like my boy Larry's Dan's had to do that, Den's had to do that, everyone's had to do that. But there seems to be fighters that have something that they stay there or they move on to the next level. What do you think it is?
It's having something that's unique. So even if we say you mentioned Dan or even Denzel. That Den's style, until I became friends with him, he looks like he is easy to beat. But he's so skilled. Like watching him spar, because I've called him in to help a few fighters, and he is skillful as and it's deceiving, and that's what again it's just having something. And for him, it's one of those ones. Your edge of your seat, you look like you're gonna lose. Pulls it out of the bag. He's skillful. And look at when he had the world title shot on the short notice.
Mate, he had the best performance against Janabek that anyone's had. If he started a round or two earlier, we've got a very different thing.
And I think it's literally that. And then you got Dan Aziz, what we were just talking about being yourself. Like he is
the coolest guy.
Exactly.
He's literally the coolest guy.
He's the same personality as Josh. But it's almost like it's like Josh mixed with a bit of Frank Bruno, because he's got that kind of jolly kind of I think there's something. And again, in the small hall shows, Dan was getting the knockouts. So he's standing out. So and he was just, I think the aura that he brought as well, where he was outside of the ring, he's jolly. When he's walking down to the ring, you can see that focus. And then again, he was likened to Marvin Hagler for his style, etc. So there's something. So I think it's just having that stand out. With myself, it was people spoke about the speed and the clean boxing. So I think that's what kind of enabled me to get onto the bigger platforms, as well as the ticket sales. So you've got to find something and find a way to put the tickets out. Now I don't know if Dan copied me or not, but what I used to do,
Are you going to talk about the flyers?
the flyers. That's what I used
know
to,
about this because do you know what? Right? When he told me that, is that
Yeah.
that's one of, I was like, that's one of the cleverest moves
yeah.
I've
That's
seen.
the thing, exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just you got to start thinking. You want people to know about you, and I think when we was coming up, the social media weren't that much. It was Facebook and Insta was just kind of doing its thing, but so you've just got to be in people's faces. So again, you wouldn't go old school, putting the flyers out, putting the posters out. Like I used to go around the area and fly posting.
I used to do the same as a PT.
You see what I mean?
You have to, because people have to have a connection with you.
Exactly.
People have to have that sort of like, why do I know him? Like, I'm gonna see why I know him.
You see what I mean? Like, or go into shops and speak to the shopkeeper, give them the flyers. I was doing anything with the tickets. Anybody bought ringside tickets, they'll get T-shirts with it. Just little things like that. Standing outside shows, I was handing out flyers outside shows. Or like you said, in the smaller halls, I'd put before the show, I'd get there early and put the flyers on every seat.
Yep.
Every seat.
Yep.
So now it looks like it's my show.
There you go.
You see what I mean? So
from a psychological perspective, everyone's like, oh yeah, cool.
Don't
matter where you are on the card, we're waiting for him now.
Exactly. So you just gotta think. Don't rely on social media. Social media is a very good bonus if you know how to use it. Yeah.
The second it becomes your main thing, you got problems.
Because people buy into people. Yeah. It's the same with anything that you do where you've got a service to give or like it is a service. They're watching you box. Yeah. So anything where you've got consumers, is people buy from people. So you've got to be in people's faces.
Right. So when you now have expanded Triumph, and now you're going down, you're bringing like brand new fighters in. You're gonna make them do small hall. Kind of come up how you know you should come up just to learn the skill, but with the caveat, like, look, listen, I'm not making you run round to all of your PT clients selling tickets because you need to make weight. Like we've got that. We'll handle. We'll take that stress from you. But you do need to learn these things.
So even like you said, selling tickets like for Josh, he don't need to sell tickets, but I still bang them out for him.
There you
go.
What
I mean, so but anyway, the with that, it depends on where they are and what they've done. To whether or not we would bring them approach the major promoters or not. Okay. But I think again, it is nice to kind of a small hall have a couple because it's a different game.
Because that's a loss for you as the manager for the first 10 fights. If they're a small hall fighter, and they're making their money from selling tickets, etc. You're not making any money on that. So you're investing in the potential of the highest order. So that's where you're managing.
Exactly. So it is good because it is a different game. So unless they've done something like the WSB as an amateurs, it's a different game. So if they needed, I don't know, to be earlier on a bigger card, like the opener or something, just to get used to the atmosphere and get used to the lights, get used to the interviews and everything else. So they don't. That nerves is it is a different additive to it. Like you box with amateurs, you could box twice a week. Some of the tournaments when I was doing it, you'd box 3 times in a day. So it becomes like a routine. You're used to everything. You see what I mean? So it's you box on Saturday, then you box again Tuesday. You just get used to it. But the pro thing is completely different. Like, you get a date, you get an opponent. It's like weeks ahead. You know what's happening. It's in your mind. Then the curtains open, lights, people are cheering or booing. Like you don't really. You see what I mean? It's a completely different. So there's a lot of things to get around your psyche to keep you in the game. So I would never turn my nose up at small hall because again I know how valuable it is, and I think for me where I said how I didn't sell minimum, it was minimum 200 and it's upwards. That was and that 200 was when I had a fight with 2 weeks notice. So it was like 100 a week.
Immediately the machine starts.
You know
rolling,
what I'm saying?
right?
So it's like I think having that in your arsenal, it's like I'm talking about boxing as an amateur. It made things like selling tickets easier. Yeah, because people kind of knew like the tournaments I was in, and just even I went to white collar for a bit, but I was my fights.
I
were,
remember you telling me about
yeah,
that. It was kind of a different sort of white collar though,
that's
wasn't it?
Yeah. I was
They were like almost exhibitions. Is more than like
yeah.
you weren't beating up some accountant from PwC.
That's it.
Yeah.
They were either at the time when I was doing it, there were high profile amateurs on
Yeah.
there, ex pros or people that couldn't get their license, so they were good, and the shows were good enough that they were on TV. They were on Eurosport, I think, at the time, and Dave they used to go on, so he was already getting
Eurosport.
You remember Eurosport?
I do remember
So
Eurosport.
so he was already getting used to that TV and interviews,
Yeah.
and that it was just again it was like the C or even say B side. It was like the C side of boxing. You know what I mean? But people started to know me already.
But then that also gives you so much more ballast as a manager.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
You've dealt with someone that immediately has got a medal and a promotional deal and can take their pick. Someone comes through the gym, you're like, I'm going to mentor you for a bit, obviously, as a man to man or man to person, whatever we do. It's 2025, we don't
That's
judge.
it, come on.
You know what I mean?
Some of
you know what I mean?
Ladies out there that they flipping looking decent. What we've been looking
They're
at.
getting there, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
MVP's doing bits.
Yeah, that's the powerhouse.
I think this is as good a chance as any, right? So they've just recently, well, like today, announced the BBC Boxer deal. Yeah. Are we going to see Lauren Price flipping over to Strictly and vice versa? Because like Boxer, they've got a few superstars. They've just lost Josh, right? They've still got Fraser, up and coming, and they've got TKV. And obviously both of those are epic guys. We love TKV. Whitaker is their premier superstar talent, right?
Yeah.
Whitaker, as far as I'm aware, is the reason that their social media does any sort of numbers or bits. It is built on Whitaker, and I don't know what the situation is with Eubank Jr.
Okay.
But I also like obviously you see on a tweet or Insta or something. I thought he had some sort of share with Boxer anyway, so I don't know if we're going to see Eubank Jr. on the BBC.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's more like what they said. Like, I don't really know 100%.
Yeah.
What they said was a partnership. So
you know what I mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that can also mean that Chris can kind of do what he sees fit for himself rather than being locked to just their promotion.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I've got no idea.
This is it. But like, as a fan more than anything, that's the point. Like you and I on fans, we're gonna do a watch along for the first BBC card. I mean, you have to have Ben Whitaker on that card because otherwise you torch the potential new brand. Yeah. But then also like, what does that do for Ben's career? Like Mabel and Mildred and Ken, because they're the only ones that really watch the BBC anymore. The BBC, the BBC is EastEnders, Strictly Come Dancing, Attenborough documentaries.
Yeah.
Who's watching TV anymore?
I think, that's the thing, because numbers wise, it's a powerhouse. You can't. But I think, like you said, they didn't touch. But like you said, it's for what entity though, isn't it?
Do you know what you like? Again, it's one of those mad ones where the logic makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
This amount of people watch Wimbledon.
Yeah.
This amount of people watch the Olympics or the World Cup or whatever. Whatever big sporting event we have and we put it on this platform, these are the numbers we get.
But it hasn't touched boxing for a long time. I remember when the amateurs was on BBC.
Yeah.
Then I think it was ITV, then BBC, or vice versa. But it hasn't had boxing on for so long.
Since Audley.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So exactly, I think it is a big, well, I was gonna say gamble, but it is like, it's the unknown, isn't it?
Yeah. They have to, in my opinion, they have to roll out what they did when they first went on Sky. When they first went on Sky and they did the first all-female card, which was a great card. Yeah. When they did those first few cards, they were big cards. They're going to have to do TKV versus Frazier. They're going to have Ben Whitaker against someone of any sort of note. They're going to have Lauren Price on there. They're going to have their elite of the elite. They're going to have to roll out all of their stars. They're going to have Callum Simpson on it. Everyone's going to have to be on that card. It's going to cost them a fortune to do it.
Now that is...
And where do you do it? and then it's free to air, and you've lost ad rev, you've lost all of this other stuff. I don't know how it works, and I don't want to be a hater, but I just think I'm just wondering if it's like the old boys at the BBC go, yeah, we like boxing.
Yeah, see, that is the thing. What you just said about the cost. What budget are they going to put aside for boxing since they haven't touched it for so long? And like you said, the ads. Now that could be where Boxer makes some extra revenue because, like you say, there's no ads between the shows.
Yeah,
but the ads during your show. So you know, like what the Americans do now. Word from our sponsor. If they can, if they're allowed to do that.
I don't think they're allowed to do that.
No, I mean, that's the
they
thing,
can't be because they would have done it on the Olympics or Wimbledon or what. You can't tell me that Rolex ain't going to go to. They're going to go. Look, come, British. Come, it's Rolex. You know, like let's have a little something. But what they do allow is Wimbledon to be branded with Rolex everywhere, so they're gonna have to just up their banner game or something.
Yeah, exactly that. Because it's gonna be interesting. I hope it goes well because more boxing is good for everyone.
Agreed.
That's the thing. So I hope it goes well. And like you said, I hope the cards they get the budget to be able to put the right cards on, good cards with it being free to air, which would then they possibly what would they do with pay-per-views as well? That would
They can't do pay-per-views are gonna be gone then, aren't they?
That's the thing, man. Unless they do it with Sky.
No, do you remember when ITV tried to do pay-per-views?
No,
That went great. That
when they tried to do the football thing as well, wasn't
they tried to do pay-per-view with George Groves versus Eubank Jr., wasn't it? Yeah. And then they went, you know what we'll do? We get Prince Nazim as a pundit. And it was the best punditry the world has ever known. He took over the show. Everyone else was done. Yeah. That's what they need to get him back. Yeah. Put him on the beep.
I swear he said something like, was it Chris Eubank Jr. was saying, he needs to quit boxing.
Yeah, he needs to quit boxing. He's not his dad. He's not good. He's not this. He's not that. He just completely went off on one. And every time you could see that the people were going like this. Stop. No. He was just going, no, 1 more minute. I'm talking.
Yeah. Well, Chris probably look at you now, man. Yeah. Look at me now. Huh? Talking.
Mate,
it was good.
I'm interested to see what's happening with it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I hope it does go well because, like I said, everyone benefit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because if a promoter goes down, it's gonna start that rumor mill. Boxing's dying. Look, you see what I mean? So I think
that's the promoter. Oh, I've got to say, look, listen, I'm gonna touch wood on this one because I don't mean this in a negative way.
Yeah,
if a promoter was gonna go down,
it
would be them. And we all wouldn't even care, right? Well, not in that way. Not in that way, because we know full well, the second that goes down, Eddie, Frank, Callie, Oscar, they're literally all the way over. They're all fighting over Ben. They're all fighting over Caroline. They're all fighting over TKV, etc. They're all fighting over the big names.
Yeah.
And there's probably a few other ones. I mean, like Adam Azim, like. It wasn't even subtle the other day when they were like, "You're going on Queensberry, you want to sort this out." It wasn't even chill.
It was
It was rude.
He had no poker face. I was like, "Oh, come on, son."
Yeah. Like, it was like the big brother was like, "Yeah, you better sort this out, or else," and he was just like,
That was He didn't care. So possibly he'll be on a Queensberry card soon.
I mean, it's looking that way. Right, Queensberry cards. Can we? When do we see Josh out? When's the debut on QB?
We want it to be this side of the year.
Yeah, obviously.
So we're looking at there's dates in September, November. So,
okay.
Yeah, we're looking at those dates. Yeah.
For you as a manager, preferred?
Where we are now, I would say November, October. October's a bit far because he's been in camp. He's been ticking over. But yeah, I would say around November gives enough time to whether that's beginning, mid, anytime in November would be a good time.
London?
Well, it'd be good. That'd be good.
It would be good.
Yeah, I'll just say UK.
UK, okay.
It would be good to be in London, but I think from what I know, a lot of the venues are booked.
Yeah.
So I think but I'll say UK, anywhere UK would be good. Yeah, because his last fight was abroad, wasn't it? So yeah.
That's Saudi though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Saudi on the biggest card ever assembled.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Saudi on the biggest card ever assembled and arguably the fight of the night, but
crazy.
Not, the main event was really special, but everything other.
Crazy.
All right. Yeah. That's not bad.
So yeah, hopefully we get an announcement soon.
Love that.
Yeah, because we've already announce the signing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
just
yeah,
tying up a few things, and then we should get something real soon.
All right, I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit.
Go on.
Do we now same promoter? I know we circled around this on Boxer for a bit because Ant went over for 25 minutes or whatever it was and looked terrible against that Vilkan Lithuanian dude.
Oh yeah.
Do you think
free agent things?
Do you think that with the things aligned, right? All right, how many fights has Josh signed for? Can you say that, or is it an amount of time?
It's time.
It's time. Okay, fine. Right. So Ant looks like he's tried to go on the other side of the fence and he's gone, oh, that's ain't what it is. And he's back with Unk, right? Frank has got him forever now. He ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you think we get that fight finally?
We should, because at this point, there's literally, unless you create obstacles, there's no obstacle.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? As long as they both keep winning, there's like, we don't want to have a reject bout, like, oh, it's a fight we want to see, but
no,
you know what I mean?
You don't want him after, say, Benavidez beats him. You don't want that, right? You would love for him to beat Benavidez. I mean, as a British fighter, as a British fight fan, we want him to win that.
Yeah, exactly that. As long as they both keep winning, or like even this, because put it with rivalries, whatever. Anthony Yarde always. He doesn't look out of his depth, even though he's lost. He does. So again, it's the same thing where your stock rises depending on your performance. So as long as he doesn't stink out the place, his stocks is always going to be high.
Can't with Benavidez.
Well,
you can't stink out with Benavidez.
Those 100 hand slaps. If he doesn't respond, he stays there and just eats some Honda style. Then I'll be upset. But I really think that the way Benavidez stands square at times.
He's hittable, isn't he? He's so hittable.
Anthony Yarde lands that pull back count. Oh,
and the thing is as well, if he can have it where he's not confident that one is enough, because Ant does like that, doesn't he? He likes a single shot, because he wants the viral. Right. But if Tunde can get him to throw 2 or 3 after that, you will get him.
Yeah, I like the bout. I think Yarde can do it, man. I really like, because just watching him, he's ferocious, but he's not defensively savvy when he's being ferocious.
Yep.
And that, for someone like Anthony, where you just gotta stand still, he needs you to stand still, it could be curtains.
Who's the ones you want for Josh? Better be Evan Bivol aside. Let's put them aside. They're doing their own thing for the next 4 years or whatever it is that they're doing with each other.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's gonna
opponents, not belts.
That's exactly that. And I think that is exactly what it is. That is I wouldn't say any particular names. It's who's going to get you in position to box for the title. So whoever it is everyone can get it. Okay. You see what I mean? And I think it would be good, selfishly, if Josh and Yarde was boxing for a title, so he beats Benavidez, or even if the titles all get
break
vacated.
up, yeah.
Exactly. So and then they box for him. But I just know I'm gonna be a bit of a But I know if Yarde wins this fight, which I want him to win, he's now gonna say, "Why should I box Josh? He just lost." If you ever know what was going on behind the scenes.
but if he does that and Josh wins, whoever he's fighting next, if Josh wins,
that's it.
Right?
That's it.
The only thing he can say is that I just beat Benavidez, and this because it's not that level of fighter yet for Josh.
Yeah, like I said, there's no reason they shouldn't buy unless we create obstacles, and that's what they will do.
That's crazy.
That's what they will do. But
why?
As you see on all the outlets,
because it's got to be for cash.
All the outlets, they as far as they're concerned, we done it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
what they need to do in that division, they need to just say, look, Bivol, let's get rid of the 12 or 15% in sanctioning fees, right? Mm-hmm. You've got this 188 carat gold Ring magazine belt. This is how we segment into, you remember in Star Wars, one of the Star Wars where all the stormtroopers come in? This is how the Empire starts now. This is the one you focus on. Let's break up the other ones, let everyone else fight for them. Right? That's all they've got to do. And then it's open for everyone. Maybe we get Josh versus Yarde for a unification. That would be sick. Yeah,
exactly that. And I think they both deserve it. They've done their work. Different routes, but they've proved who they are. They've both become powerhouses in boxing. So it'll be good just to know who is who is
Domestically, the number one British light heavyweight.
100%.
We've been asking for a while.
100%. 100%. Well, I know the answer, but we just got to show everybody else. That's the thing. That's the thing. The thing is, what's crazy, it's going to sound cliche. Josh has not yet shown what he can do.
Yeah, I know. You can see that.
He has not yet shown
Yeah,
it.
you can see that.
Like,
but then, in your opinion, who is the one that gets it? Do you think that we get the best Josh for his biggest fight?
I hope not. But at the same time, selfishly, it's like, yeah, in the sense that that'll be a surprise for the person he brings it out. But it's like, I wouldn't say he does enough to win, but what he's doing is enough to win.
Yeah,
he doesn't need. He's not.
He's a smart guy. He's a smart guy, right? This is it. This is always the difference between intelligent boxers, right, and the ones that are just there for a round. Andre Ward was the same.
Yeah.
If he can box your face off and take no damage, he's going to do a 12-round snoozer because his money is the same and he's still got the belts, right? Josh probably has a very similar attitude to that. Why am I going to put myself in risk and damage and things like that unless I've got to? And now we've seen what happens when you do put him in risk and damage.
See, that's the thing he was saying. He said, look, I don't want fighting the year. I don't want to be a contestant.
No.
Fight of the year. Because that means it was back and forth and I was taking damage. I don't want...
He just wants to shut out. He just wants to complete...
He doesn't want to be fight of the year. Exactly. Yeah.
What do you think happens with Dillian and Moses? And I know your boys with Dillian as a boxing opinion, not personal aside.
Yeah, I think if it gets past the halfway point,
okay,
that's what you're gonna see if Moses is
okay,
who they're tipping him to be. Because to me, I think that it looks like they're trying to catch Dillian what they think is the right time. You know what I mean? Because he's been a bit inactive. He was gonna box someone else. He had that Tete fight, which was he was having the blowout.
Uncle Tete.
Yeah, so which wasn't really about. It was.
Do you know what was sick about that fight? He walked in wearing the polo shirt that he works in.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's such a huge move.
So Dylan was literally just going through the motions for that one.
Yeah.
And so then this is now his exactly. This is his. It's almost like this is his bout from all that time off.
Yeah.
So it's trying to catch him at the right time. So I think if Dill is defensively savvy, because the guy's sharp, the guy's accurate, and brings him in, makes him work without doing anything, if that makes sense. So you're forcing him to punch, forcing him, and then bringing him later on. Then you start your countering. Then you start muscling him, letting him blow out for the first little few rounds. I think then you'll find out what it is, instead of going at him, because you see he's a brilliant counter puncher and he's brilliant.
Sure
his timing is good. So you just got to almost I wouldn't say as bad as Chisora, but Chisora-esque, where you're in front of him, making him work, but you're defensively savvy, popping out a few shots, letting him know you're there, let him work himself out, and then later rounds, championship half, then we'll see what's happening.
Do you think this is going to be a long one for Moses?
It should do, because Dillian, I think once he warms up, he's
motivated.
Yeah, he's a monster. Once he warms up in a bout, he's dangerous. So I say past that 5-6 rounds, that's when Dillian is a beast.
What if we see Moses do what people think Moses does? Is he it? That's a what if.
It's a good name, but it's when Dillian was active, it would make a big difference.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? But it's a good name if he does it. That's it. It's just a good name. But people that know boxing know, well, really, he's been out for 2 years.
Yeah. Do you believe for a second that Buddy McGirt has never seen Moses fight?
Buddy's a madman.
Buddy's listen here, baby. I ain't seen that guy fight.
Do you know what? Yeah, I've been in some camps with Buddy. You know what? I actually believe him.
How big is that geezer's head though? Like when he was down at Kidbrook with Dan, like that dude's head is just phenomenal.
Yeah, after the Callum fight, I was telling him, look, me and him on Misfits.
Yeah.
Me versus Buddy, because I'm not having it. We got to get our get back. I was like, me and Buddy on Misfits. Trust me, because that big
we're
head.
doing the Misfits card, don't we?
Yeah.
We're doing that August 30th.
That's it.
Hot shots with us.
Yeah, 100%. That's gonna be fun. Come out, my guys on that. Ty Mitchell.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah.
It's insane. Who knew that it would have ever got this far, this crazy? You've got ex-elite MMA fighters on there fighting each other, doing all manner of madness. It's OnlyFans chicks. You got. It's just chaos. I would imagine what the inside of Cali's head looks like is what it is.
Yeah, he's hit a gold mine. He has.
What a man.
Yeah.
Joey Essex is on there.
Oh yeah.
How can we hate on Joey
I saw
Essex?
one of his interviews. He's proper in it now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Who's he training with? Because I saw some. I can't remember who I saw footage with.
Yeah, he's out at the Matchroom gym with the Sims lot.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
The thing is, people sleep on Joey. Joey's like from a family.
Right?
Joey's no joke. Joey won't back down.
Yeah,
he might lose, but he won't back down.
That's it. Because I saw a clip and I thought, okay,
yeah,
all right,
yeah, all right.
Better pay attention, mate. Because people's all they remember is the Joey Essex that doesn't know anything.
Yeah,
getting things wrong.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I don't need to know anything.
Yeah, we throw hands, bruv. We don't have to say a word.
Yeah, he's done all right, and he can't be that stupid. I think he's made 15 million quid now.
Yeah.
Beast.
Exactly that. Yeah, man. It's gonna be a good card, definitely.
All right,
definitely.
Mr. Sinclair.
Come on, bro.
Thank you so much.
Sweet.
Mate, thank you.
Duane Hotshot Sinclair, as always, an absolute pleasure, the geese. We await the official announcement for Josh Buatsi on Queensberry. Join us again on the 30th of August, where Duane will be with us for the Misfits card. We will also be doing a watch along for Moses versus Dillian, out of love for the fact that Duane and Dillian are boys. I would not ask him to be on that one, just in case. Like, rate, subscribe.